Wack been saying that he fucked Tasha K. I don't know what's going on with that. You know, right? I don't know what's going on. I just kind of stay out of it. Live bites. Right. Yeah, Wack been saying he fucked Tasha K, and I want no parts. Like, you know, I did Shorty because she was trying to get on my bumper, pause. But now she stopped talking about me, and I ain't in forever beef with her. Here we go.
Tasha K. I didn't say shh. I ain't go. I won't pillow talk. I ain't.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. After Wack just lied on me, you know. Remember, I was the nigga who be like, "Yo, Wack never lies." Then Wack lied on me, but then Wack said it was a troll. So did he lie? It's convenient to say you're not a liar when if you're ever caught in a lie, you say it's a troll. So I don't know. I can't. Maybe he's not. Maybe this is a troll.
I won't do it. You ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worry about it. Tell my little homeboy Africano, tell him he'll never know. It's between me and you. Shh. I know I got a lot of Wack 100 fans out there, and I'm very excited that you guys are fans. I want you guys to continue to be my fans, right? But I need more haters. Like, only got, like, I checked, I'm down to, like, what was the comments? 500,000 hate comments a day. That's not enough. My haters, I need you guys to do better. Talk about me more. Say more things. All right?
Okay, all right. I see what y'all talking about with this Joe Budden and Tasha K thing. Okay. Tasha K, Joe Budden. Apparently, Joe Budden did an interview with Tasha K. And I guess, like, you know, people felt, and definitely Cardi B felt like this was something because Joe probably just didn't like Cardi. And he was trying to stick it to her. Keep in mind, you have to realize that Tasha K, she's kind of in a different space in the media because, like, it's people, especially like Cardi B, have said, like, she spreads such hateful lies about her that, you know, she won a big lawsuit against her for millions. And I guess Cardi B was probably like, yo, Joe, I thought we were kind of cool. Like, bro, like, why are you doing an interview with a woman who the biggest thing that's ever happened to her is that she's fucking slandered me and lied about me and defamed me? I guess Joe decided not to drop the interview, but now Tasha K speaking out. Let me see what she got to say. I'm not that really fond of her, but I'll give her the time of day by listening. Let me hear.
Hey y'all, come on in, come on in. Let me put some lip gloss on. My lips is dry.
All right, let's get past this.
I appreciate No Jumper. And I wanted to come on here and say something because I have to say it. And I talk with, you know, I was kind of wrestling back and forth. And then, you know, once I had some time to really, really ponder on things, you know, because that's what I do. I think a lot. I overthink. I said, I got to say this because if I don't say it, you know, you guys expect for Black media to be as fair and have as much integrity as possible.
You see, I want to cut it off already because Tasha K, like, you're like one of the big gossip female bloggers, and you fucking lied on me. You spread false rumors about Cardi B. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you know what I mean? It's one thing if, like, you really didn't know. You knew both of those were lies. Yo, she interviewed a chick about me, and randomly she was just like, "Did he ask you to put your finger in his ass?" And the girl was even like, "Wait, what? Huh? Like, where'd that come in?" It was like, I thought you said something about it. Like, no, the bitch ain't even say that.
You guys expect that from us. You deserve that. With all this fake news and fake narratives going on, you know, especially during heightened times like this where, you know, we got AI in the mix and people can make it up or, you know, it's hard to really, really hone in on that authenticity. And I want to tell you something that I did that I'm not proud of, you know, and, you know, that's what this platform is for. It's not to judge anyone. We come, we get enlightened, we laugh at our problems. And we come with, you know, we lead with ideas, whether it's inspiration, whether it's, you know, just feeling good and knowing that life is really, really not that serious, you know? And so I did something that I shouldn't have done. But I'm glad I did it because it will never happen again. So when we were putting together my PR run, okay, for our October 20th wine, gossip, and comedy show in Miami, everybody has been reaching out to me to do an interview. Everybody. I turned down We in Miami 4 times. 4 times. Like, I have been turning down everybody. Okay. And I'm like, I'm not ready because I'm really focusing on my brand. I don't want no one out.
Yo, I'm not just gonna diss this woman. Like, again, yo, Tasha, if you see this me, you got no beef. Listen, you stay on your corners, I stay on my corners. You feel me? You know I love to get it in with people, but like you got enough beef, I got enough beef. Just literally shut the love. But she said everybody been hitting me for an interview. I thought she was gonna say, oh, Gillian Wallow, The Breakfast Club. Oh shit, like, yo, they wanted me on Drink Champs. She said, we in Miami.
Out here to create a narrative for my brand. So when I go to speak on other people's platforms, they're going to know that the brand is solidified and there's nothing you can do to change that narrative. But I said, but if I ever give that one interview, it's got to be with Black media. And it's got to be with someone who I feel is not afraid, it's got to be with somebody that I feel that is not afraid to allow the truth to come out, but still remain objective, right? And take an objective stance, not take sides, but be the platform, okay, that people want to watch, but still remain non-biased and objective, so people can draw what they want from it. And I really honestly thought, because I thought long and hard that was going to be Joe Budden. I said, I could have sat down with anybody to give that one, right? Because my interview with Adam is nothing compared to what I did for Joe Budden. I said, it's got to be Black media. And it's got to be somebody that I feel has been objective. And I've watched his approach to everything that I've had going on. And he's always been very objective.
Yo, Flacco is tweaking, bro. Flacco said, I'm sad I couldn't meet you when he's donated too. I'm sad I couldn't meet you when you came to No Jumper. We stand with you, Tasha. Flacco, you stand with her until she call you gay. Yo, you know what's so funny with this? And again, I don't want no beef with this woman no more. She got beef with Whack now. Let her handle that. You know, most people never had a problem with Tasha K, right? Like, obviously, she has her own individual access to grind. I guess Cardi B was one. She's also just attacked everybody in media, too. Like, she attacks people in media. Like, I try to play nice with people in media. Like, it's the reason why I'm cool with like Vlad and, you know, Getting Wild, those my guys, and you try to have respect. She's attacked a lot of people in media. That's why as she's talking here and she's expecting fairness and integrity, I'm like, wait, what?
In my opinion, I felt like, you know, he didn't mind speaking out or calling out the bullshit, you know, and being professional about it, but at the same time calling it for, you know, for what it is, because he's shared some of his own shit, you know, like when Rory and Mal left, you know, I saw him go through that, you know, and that's hard, you know, when you both of your hosts leave you. And you got to figure out what to do. And this narrative is being spared about you. Or when Tahiri and all these other women were trying to say that he was a woman beater, right? And I never picked up those stories because I didn't believe them. I just did not believe.
She picked up a story of a chick saying that I was broke and then she tried to get the chick to say she put her finger in my butt. Like, yo, come on. Yo, this is why this is so hilarious. I'm like, why would you pick Joe out of all these people?
They did, you know, he did what they said he did at the time because, you know, of where it came from. You know, I'm like, you know, there's a way that, you know, women go about, explaining domestic violence and all this. And I just didn't feel like it was coming from a great place. And I'm just telling you from what I've observed. And so I was like, with someone who's been falsely accused of things, and he's still been able to rise above all of the negativity, and he understands what it's like to be the underdog, and how you see people that you feel is not even better than you get bigger contracts than you, get treated better. Why are these streaming services lowballing me but highballing them? And I'm putting in the work day by day. I now understand why nobody fucks really with Joe. Joe is all bark, but no bite. All bark, but no bite. Meaning he says what people want to hear to get their attention. But when it comes to putting the money on the table to pay the bill,
yo, this is hilarious.
You gonna have to be knocking on that door looking for that money. You said you was gonna do this. And he has every right to do what he wants to do with his platform. This is not what this is about. This is about him getting it out the mud, having to rebrand himself after they labeled him a drug addict, a woman beater, all of these things. But I should have known that when he sat his ass on Drink Champs and he said out his own mouth that when Jay-Z calls, he gets scared. And I said that to him in the interview that I did. I said, you and I, even though we're the same, but the way you move and the way I move is different. Jay-Z can't call me and tell me to bark. He can't call me and tell me to bite. Jay-Z don't pay none of y'all bills, but for you to be a black man to sit up and just bow down to this other black man and he ain't did a motherfucking thing for you, he didn't even remember saying that. But then when I hear, he's got to comb through the interview, he's got to make sure this and make sure that, I bodied each and every one of those black men to the point that all of them said after they were done, we're winos. Tasha, you can come back here anytime you want. I sat outside and I had a conversation with this black man. I said, you know what?
Yo, Kai, what's good, brother? What's good, Kai? What's good? Hey, for my people on the Joe Budden's podcast, Ice and Ish, y'all better not let her walk up into that Joe Budden podcast room and body y'all niggas. I don't know if we'll ever get the video, but she better not body y'all niggas. Yo, Kai, what you doing, boy? Yo, Kai, I'm glad you spoke up because them sound effects was scaring me too, dog. It was going crazy, dog. I don't know why listening to Nicki Minaj on Queen Radio felt like it was like I was in war. So I was like in Baghdad or some shit like that. It's crazy.
What's sad is that we cannot, as black media, stick together for the betterment of the people. And he was like, black media will never do it. Black media will never do it. And now he's literally owning up to his own words. We're black media. We're not supposed to be friends. We're not supposed to have industry colleagues to the point where it affects the work. When it starts to affect your work and your judgment, when a BBL starts to fuck with your mind and your dick and you make bad decisions based off of outside aesthetics and you ignore doing the right thing, but when the BBL turns around and tries to say you kicked babies out of her stomach and broke ribs, now you want the non-BBL bitch to speak up for you. This is the type of nigga that Joe Budden is, and I honestly regret sitting down with him and giving him that one interview that would shake social media so bad that it shook his fake ass in that lace shirt with his belly sitting over his dick. That he did exactly what the BBL told him to do, because just like every other weak ass black man, they choose ass over bills. Now I want y'all to clip this. Yes, angry, black, bald head. That's what I want you to clip. And I honestly regret giving him the interview that I should have gave that cracker Adam 22 when he had the intelligence to read to read my case instead of me sitting down with a black man that is supposed to have my back when I'm supposed to have his back, when Latino women are out here saying that he's breaking ribs and kicking babies out of their fucking stomachs. Then you want the black woman to come sit in court and picket for your bitch ass. Don't play with me.
Your hoop Aaron, the other one fell out. I don't know if, can we tell her that?
Don't play with me. And you wonder why black people don't get ahead, because we can't fucking stick together. We want to try to mask it and blame crackers. But no, it's your jealous bitch ass. Fucking right, I'm mad. And you want us to settle. That's why you chose a black woman. Shout out to Melissa Ford. But let me say something. I said this to her. You chose Melissa Ford for that platform because she would never stand up to your bitch ass. You are the type that hates women with a fucking voice. So when they cry and say, oh, somebody did this to me, you feel sorry for the pussy until the rabbit got the gun on your bitch ass, calling you a drug addict, calling you a woman beater. But you innocent. But you ain't take the time to read my case, nigga. You ain't never picked up the motherfucking court documents. You just believe that bitch. Because she got a BBL and a pussy. The same bitch that'll turn around and say you kicked the baby out her stomach. Don't fucking play with me. So yes, I'm going to push this cracker above you. And I will never in my life ever consider color.
Hey, all things aside, that's a little bit like bigak energy. She started off kind of calm. She turned it up. I can't knock it. I like that.
Or expect a black man such as yourself to have a...
She fluent with it too.
...black woman's back. And the next time these bitches get up to say you beat their ass...
I don't know if... Who y'all got? Her Milagros. Milagros be popping that shit too.
I'ma fucking believe him. The same way you believe that bitch. Now consider that aspect, nigga. Now head over to No Jumper. And you watch that interview. And you get to know Tasha K. And everything I fucking built myself with my black African husband. Who's not afraid to stand up to no nigga. Including you. You fake. You fake. All talk, no backbone in your motherfucking ass, bitch. Now that's why I called you gay.
Okay, I think that's the end of it. Tasha, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Here's the reality of it. Everything that you're mad at Joe for, you didn't afford to other people. You've slandered people's names. You've made up your mind with one-sided conversations. You've gone with people who are more sympathetic to you. And you can get mad at Joe as all you want, but let's be honest about the reality of this industry as well. You or even I, if we are on the totem pole of who people care about in the grand scheme of things, if I told a flat-out lie about Drake, by the way, this is my big problem with her, because she's acting like this is her first rodeo. You think when I go as SZA, I don't know there ain't no TD interviews coming? You don't think that? I know that? There ain't no TD interviews coming. There ain't no, like, I ain't gonna have no information coming from that camp. They're not fucking with me. I can't be mad about it. It is what it is. QC, not really as much. They kind of compartmentalize. But anytime whatever, it comes with the territory. Here's why I say that. When you made up those lies, and I'm going to call them lies, even though I haven't, to be fair, I haven't seen the full court documents, right? But nothing ever came out to say they weren't lies, right? When you repeated those lies about Cardi B, you do realize that Cardi B is probably going to use her leverage to make sure people don't fuck with you. Nicki tried to do it to me. I'm not mad at it. There's people who won't fuck with me because of Nicki. It is what it is. I'm going to still do me. You know my motto. Sometimes it's better to talk about you than talk to you. I don't give a fuck who want to give me an interview. I'm straight. You're getting emotional, but again, it's part of the game. Cardi B, who probably is closer friends to Joe, which is important to know, closer friends to Joe. He knows her character way more than yours. Also, in the grand scheme of the totem pole, Cardi B is just a little more important than you. Now, I'm not saying he probably said he's not going to air your interview because he wants a chance to get an interview with Cardi. But also, if he got to piss off one of y'all, he probably don't want to piss off Cardi. I'm not going to say that's the reason. But I'm just trying to tell you that you're in the media and you've been here for a while and you're acting like this is new. People make these decisions all the time. Where I disagree with you is that you believe that because I hate when people invoke skin color and tribalism when they're trying to get their way. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't give a fuck if we share skin color, nationality, ethnicity, race, or creed. If there's a white dude I know forever, and that's my guy, and he's white, and he tell me something, and then your black ass tell me something else, I'm rocking with who I know. I'm sorry to tell you. It ain't about race. It ain't about color lines. And reducing it to that, or reducing it down to BBLs and not BBLs, you think Joe's making his mind up for BBLs? And I don't need to really defend Joe, but come on now. It's a convenient reason to not accept the reality. The reason why he probably didn't put that interview out, just to be honest with you, you've spent a lot of time in the industry tearing people down rather than building relationships. Cardi B has built relationships. She's built one with Joe. You can't knock or you can't get mad when other people, have a little bit more pull than you can. This is why I'm in independent media. You're in independent media. You're always going to get counted out. And also, you have to understand that you're not going to have these little privileges. So you throwing a temper tantrum, I get it. But it seemed like you didn't know Joe at all either. You just thought he would be fair. So you think he's going to go against his friend. Especially if his friend is hitting him up. Keep in mind what Cardi B hit up Joe and said was that these things that this woman said was deeply hurtful to me. It deeply bothered me. It put me in depression. It made me want to do things that wouldn't be good. If you believe that she did those things and you even care about me, why would you platform her? Especially if that's the biggest reason people want to. And that's the thing that Tasha K doesn't realize. I know in your world, you must think you're the shit. But if I'm going to watch a Tasha K interview, I want to hear you talk about Cardi B. That's it. Great, you can tell me why you come up, but I want to hear you talk about Cardi B. So I could imagine Joe getting contacted about Cardi and said, damn, are we beefing or something like that? You're going to platform the woman who has done certain things to me and said certain things about my child, and I've spent millions of dollars like really defend myself because people used to believe that I had STDs and blah, 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 and I did this and I did that. I could imagine Joe saying, you know what? Shit, no. If you can't imagine him doing that. Now, granted, I'll agree with you on this part. This is the only part I'll agree with you. He should have thought about that before he interviewed you. Because if he could have been swayed by Cardi, he should have probably told Cardi, like, hey, is it a problem with me interviewing her? Hey, y'all cool? But to do the interview and not put it out, I understand you'd be mad about that, 100%. Like, yeah, if you're going to do the interview, put it out. Yeah, I understand that part. Apparently she's on No Jumper. Let me see. Tasha K, Joe Budden. Here we go.
I really respected Joe Budden, and he's like a huge inspiration for me content-wise, and then the way he did me dirty in that situation, just because he was salty because I fucking massacred him on his own podcast.
Damn.
That hurt.
You did that?
That's kind of when I realized, like, oh, that's why everybody hates him in the industry.
Yeah, he's good at what he does, though.
Yeah.
I just did his podcast.
Did you?
He had all of them come at me. But when I left the room, they all submitted and said they were winos.
That whole room together don't equal up to one.
They was like, you're tearing down the black community. I said, oh, yeah? The black community said the same thing about you, too, Joe.
Yeah.
I said, when you supposedly kick the girlfriend ribs out and the baby out of stomach and shit like that. I mean, that's it.
You said that?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Whoa.
He probably edited that shit out. You think he edited that out?
He probably edited that shit out. But I was just like, we're not going to do this because you notice I didn't report on that because I knew it was bullshit. Like, if you really kicked the baby out that girl's stomach, she wouldn't have went back. Okay. As many times as she did. And she wouldn't have taken money to go back.
But that's the standard? Is if a girl goes back, then it didn't happen?
No. She got paid to go back. Love and hip hop.
Really?
Yeah. So, the thing about it is, like, I want to protect our black women, and I don't think they should be getting, beat or hands. But some, New York girls, they the type, they want to pitch you upside down.
Never gave up. Thank you for that 5. You said all she had to do was stop making videos about Cardi, and now her life is ruined. That's another thing. Like, I'm gonna skip past this Joe Budden part and go listen to what she was actually speaking about in regards to Cardi B, because she literally crashed out on just being unable to back up off a stance with one woman. Like, for example, like, okay, cool. Like, let's say I say something about SZA or Erykah Badu. I don't give a fuck. Any artist. Even, what's that one that was violating earlier? Asian Doll. Bro, I don't care that much that if there's a potential that I'm going to get sued for everything, and the person hits me up and say, hey, this was false. This is blah, blah, blah. Hey, could you either just stop? Like, I don't even think Cardi wanted her to apologize for it. I think she was just like, stop saying this, right? And I think later it turned into, hey, could you correct it? And then she was like, fuck no. You know what I mean? You caused it on yourself. Yo, Tony the Closer, what up, bro? Somebody says, funds running low. She got to blame Joan. She lied on me, too. She need views back. Yo, Tony. Hey, is this Tony the Closer, the same dude that with the Envy stuff? Yo, I watched some video about Envy, man. Yo, what's going on? I thought Envy was the victim. Like, they're kind of painting him out. Yo, I might have to get you on stream to explain this Envy seizure Pina thing.
I have a grudge against Cardi originally, or did that kind of emerge over time through you doing the content?
No, I just didn't like her over time. There was a lot of shit happening behind the scenes.
Really?
Yeah, like, she claimed she was blood, I think a hat or some shit. You ever heard of a hat? Yeah, like this. I don't know what the fuck blood. I'm not into the gang lifestyle, but it was weird being a
Brim, I think Brim, like something like that, right? I don't know.
Commentator, and her gang member friends would reach out to me to do for me to do stories on the shit that they went through, like especially during when she had ordered that hit on them bartenders against Offset, right? And
by the way, those two girls were 6ix9ine's ex-girlfriend Jade and her sister. What's her sister name? Batty G?
The girls that was with her called me to say, I want to tell my side. I'm like, you sure you're a gang member? Does Cardi know you talking to me? Right. And they would figure it out. Oh my God, I'm sorry, but it's too late. They already told me everything, But no, I mean, Cardi, okay. I talk about Cardi the same way I talk about anybody. You see my content. I do not hold back for anybody, but for some reason, like, she took it very personal, and I get it. I mean, Offset moves,
a little sloppy.
Yes,
at times over the years. Yeah, not saying currently, but
nah. Like I just had one the other day. It was a white girl. He had, she claimed they had been messing around even before Cardi's. She had pictures of the house and the car, and said she had slept on the baby's bed. And she had his phone number with text messages and shit like that. And but he's just always been very, very sloppy. And so for me, I remember I was getting a sex tape from him. He had somebody bouncing on his dick. Like, I was just like, this nigga just don't care. Right. But it's content. I'm a broadcaster, so I'm gonna put it out there. You're one of the hottest hip hop artists out there now, and your husband out here moving real reckless. You know, it was just natural, the same way I do everybody. But you know, she didn't like an interview that I did with a former stripper friend of hers, who said a lot of things that she did and they did together, right? And she had made some allegations. But social media had already been making them allegations, you know, about her sexual health and all that shit, you know.
Uncle Blue, thank you.
And yeah, that interview did 5 million views because she responded.
Oh, wow.
You know, like, and then,
I hate cutting it off, but the context here is important. I think that interview made accusations of her doing crimes and also having sexually transmitted diseases. Like, yeah, like somebody's gonna respond to that. Like, of course everybody wants to deny it or wants to just be able to ignore it, but shit, if you happen to have a big platform, they might have to be like, yo, it's just cap.
and it kept doing views because she kept responding because, you know, it was a lot of shit that was going viral at the time. And so she, you know, real rudely asked me to take it down. I'm like, take what down? Take the interview down. That shit ain't true. I'm like, you want to address it? No, I don't want to address it. Then she goes live to address it. Bitch, I'm running my story.
Right.
Yeah, so, and I did just that. And I said, if you want it down, bitch, a judge got to take me down, tell me to take it down. And he did.
Right.
I took it down.
But so the logic is usually that as a commentator, you don't really have that much to worry about because it's extremely hard to sue somebody who's part of the media in America. And it turns out
really
it's
know
not impossible.
anything about.
Z says Tasha just won't stop. She spread that. Yeah, she spread that Cardi B has herpes. And they said even now after 0-4 million, she's still kind of like purporting that a little bit, right?
Hot lawsuits then. I had never been to court for anything in my life except for a traffic ticket. You see what I'm saying? Like, so when she started saying she was going to sue, I was like, bitch, I don't care. I wipe my fucking ass with cease and desist. Who gives a fuck? You know?
I'm wondering, you see, this is the thing. It's hard to like feel bad for like Tasha K, but I'm trying to like find the humanity in her explanation here. I'm wondering if this is what she's trying to say. Yo, I put up something with a friend of Cardi B that, yes, it had some allegations about her. Cardi B thought it was, like, she says it's not true, but the way she approached me about removing the content or correcting the content was disrespectful, which, by the way, that happens a lot. Sometimes people will hit you like, yo, take that cap ass shit down. Or, yo, be like, yo, bitch ass, like, rappers talk like that. I kid you not. Bitch ass nigga, take that shit off your page, nigga. Like, and now it's more of, oh, okay, you're disrespectful to me, so it's like, why am I going to do you a favor? And that becomes a thing of its own. I'm wondering if that's what happened or she just genuinely, like, you know, the other thing where I think Cardi was trying to argue in court, she was making the most amount of money by spreading these lies. Apparently her views would triple and quadruple when she put out this information about Cardi, especially even if it was lies. You know what I mean?
No, you gonna spend your money on this? Go ahead. So when she filed the lawsuit, I was like, well, if it mean that much, because I was pregnant at the time when she filed the lawsuit, and I was high risk. So I was like, well, if it really mean that much, I'll take it down. But then she was like, take it down and apologize. I said, apologize for what? You need to.
Oh, okay, it's egos. All right. Okay, there's a lot of ego here. So it looks like, you know, maybe, and I'm not defending Cardi here, right? Obviously, Cardi's going to feel a way. If somebody's saying online that you have, like, herpes and all these other things, you're not going to be like, please just take it down. Like, you're going to be like, take this the fuck down, right? And I guess she's also feeling offended because she's probably thinking, I didn't make this shit up. Yo, the girl who used to dance with you in the fucking club said this. And we're getting some other reports, blah, 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 right? So I guess she's thinking, you know, Cardi's being mad disrespectful. And then it just keeps escalating. So maybe this could have been solved if both people just chilled out or talked to each other like humans.
Apologize. I'm not apologizing for a motherfucking thing. I'll take this interview down, but I'm not apologizing. So, you know, I had, you know, told my husband what I had talked about, you know, with her lawyers. And he was like, put that shit back up and tell her to go sue. And she did just that. And she put a lot. She put $1.2 million
Right.
towards that lawsuit.
Right.
All because she didn't like me, because I didn't like her.
And why do you think that you were ultimately not victorious in court?
Man, it was, first of all, I wasn't paying attention to my case. You know, I hired
$1.2 million. Yo, Cardi had the lawyers of she had the dream team.
lawyers that were fresh out of college.
I heard your legal team was not great.
No. And when if you've never dealt with lawyers before, that was the first time I ever hired a lawyer for anything, right? Because I fucking 35, 36 years old. What the fuck? I don't break the law.
Your first time is always tough.
Yeah. It's kind of like you.
Oh,
so I didn't know. Like it was kind of like, oh, they said, and they were the cheapest too, because people wanted it. They heard Cardi B, then they wanted them retainers 50. 60,000. I was like, where the fuck I'm supposed to get that shit from?
Right, which is like nothing compared to how much she ended up spending.
Man, listen,
chat, that's my retainer on some random girl who's dissing me. Here's the thing though. This is why, and not disrespecting, I'm trying to be very calm and very not bragging either. This is why if you're gonna be engaging in the business of talking shit like I do, like you do, you're supposed to have money. Like you're making money from this. I'm making money from this. What the fuck? Like, again, you can't be cheap. You know what I mean? Niggas started talking about the day before my Lambo get repossessed off one of them shits, nigga. I paid the lawyer, right? Yo, take the 60 grand and kill this case, man. Fuck that. I get it back on the back end when I'm getting the money back from her when I win the case, but fuck that.
She had a team.
Yeah.
She had two teams. She had a team in New York and a team in Georgia. So, and this Cardi B coming, she got an endless amount of money. They billing.
Right.
They billing.
Yeah.
That shit, if you see the records that they got they got every tweet, every fucking comment that somebody made to the tweet. I said, ooh, when I saw the end result of how much she paid, I said, they the only ones that really won.
Right.
So, yeah, my lawyer.
Cap. No. I don't care if Cardi B don't get a dime from her. You got to realize Cardi B did something so powerful. Every media outlet will never play with Cardi B again. Whether it be TMZ, E! News, nobody will play with Cardi B because she just crashed out. She showed the propensity to say, I will sue. A lot of people talk that sue shit. But people really don't want it. Like, yes, when you're Cardi B, if Meg finna sue somebody, she's spending $1 million. If you're really going to try to win, unless you're going to get embarrassed, then you're going to lose. You got to spend the money. So, yeah, what Cardi did was make a fucking statement. Don't play with my name, especially y'all media personalities and blogs. It's worth it. Jins the Gamer, he says Eminem Rhapsody freestyle was lit too. He said, my bad, I'm a little bit behind. It's all good, Jins. What's up, bro?
This was $5,000 retainer.
Really?
5,000?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Showed up and I introduced them. I said, this is my legal team, bitch, we about to fight.
Were you astonished when you ended up losing?
I was surprised because I was just like, but I really wasn't surprised because the judge had already kept out a lot of stuff because everything that
and I know I'm cutting this off, but I don't know if she's gonna mention it. I watched there's an attorney guy who does YouTube shit. I can't remember the lead attorney or something like that. He broke this case down really eloquently. He said that when Cardi B, when Tasha K's lawyers were doing when it came time for closing, they, again, in every case you have opening statements, then you're gonna have a bunch of exhibits or witnesses and testimony, then you're gonna have closing, then then it's gonna go to the judge or the jury or whatever who's gonna make the decision. They said Cardi B's team took hours to do closing statements. They said her lawyers took 45 seconds. That's all you need to know. Cardi B's team took hours. Her team went up there for 45 seconds. 45 seconds, my nigga. 45 seconds. Like, come on.
Commented on.
Uncle Blue, what up, bro?
Came out of her mouth. It wasn't like, malicious is like, oh, I'm gonna make this shit up about you. You see what I'm saying? I didn't just say, oh, I'm gonna do this. But they found, they played a video. It was after, we was like 3 years into litigation, where I just snapped on her because she had, these so-called YouTube investigators coming to my house, going to my daughter's school, asking questions about me, these just random ass people, right? And I'm, just had my baby, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you. And I went in and I was like, bitch, that's why your husband, I said, you can go get your body done out as many times as you want. It still don't keep your husband at the house. He is outside. You too busy over here watching me, and you need to be watching him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went the fuck in. I dragged everything. I was like, you can have as much plastic surgery as you want. He don't want it. He don't want it. And that's what you're mad about. You're mad about that I won't stop reporting on him and his escapades. And you are a fucking celebrity. And frankly, the things that you say about people, especially black women, calling black women roaches, monkeys, that's why your baby died, wishing AIDS on people, shit like that. I was like, you're a very disrespectful young lady. And I'm a grown-ass woman. And I don't give a fuck if you're the president of the United States.
I'll give her a little point on that. Cardi is disrespectful at times. That's true. That's true.
You're not going to disrespect me like that. So you can spend as much money as you want. But you will never get my respect for that shit. Ever. Now, I'm a practical person. You want to have a conversation and we can both issue some apologies, we can do that. But as far as I'm concerned, you don't just tell me to fucking bow down to you. Like, who the fuck are you? Bitch, you shit and piss just like me. And you shit on live. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, no. Like, I think the fame and the power and the money and stuff, like, got to her head. But I'm a country bitch from the South, and I've been broke my whole life. Mm-hmm. You know? It took me 20 years to pay my student loans off. Probably gonna take me 60 to pay her.
Right. So do you have any regrets about how you handled it? Because you always see these headlines now.
No.
It's like Tasha K
But she
trying
did
to
all
pay.
that. But she paid for all that.
Okay. So
Like,
when you are saying I'll pay you X amount per month or whatever, that's
all I got. I mean, she got to get what I got. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm not worried about none of that. Headlines is the least of my motherfucking worries. Like, thanks for the free press. You know how much it costs for a fucking publicist?
Not really.
Right. They start at $5,000 a month. That's base price. But for the headlines that she got, the internet, they writing about me in fucking Portuguese.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then people that come over, they're like, we hear so much about you. Who's this Tasha K person? They get over there. I fucking love you. Like, you're amazing.
Do you feel like she kind of blew you up? Because a lot of people, when I said I'm interviewing this woman, Tasha K, today, people would be like, oh, I don't know her. And it'll be like, oh, wait, the one with the Cardi B thing? I'm like, yes. And then it clicks into their head.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It did. But I mean, I was breaking big stories before then. You know what I'm saying? Like, really big stories. And but as far as the international side of it, you know, I asked God to make me international. Now you can't, complain at how he do it. You know, I know you're a non-believer, but you know, you get what you ask for.
But does this kill a little bit of your motivation to grind when you're like, fuck, if I make money, it's going to somebody else?
No, she gets a portion of it. I mean, my money go to bill. It pays bills anyway. And every single fucking company gets sued. You just saw Fox settle a goddamn $800 million lawsuit from Tucker Carlson. Like, come on. Like, this is a part of the business. You know, and I'm glad that I went through this because now I know how to run my business. I know not to do certain things. And when I get a lawsuit, just shut the fuck up. Let the lawyers handle it. Okay. And I have First Amendment right attorneys now. Right. They only do media. That's it. So, and they educate me. Do you know what this is? Do you know how to disseminate this story? I'm doing it out of entertainment. I'm a personality. So I'm literally giving my opinion. And I give my opinion based on stuff that's already out there. Now, if I'm breaking a story, I do that very different. Children, you know, or disabled. World. I went in your house. You couldn't even fix me a cup of water.
What?
Hell no.
No, we got.
All right, man. She talking bullshit. Lead attorney, Tasha K. This nigga gonna get it right. Shit. Here we go. Watch this.
She knows for a date white women.
Here you go.
And
B saying that she had the STIs, and Cardi had her attorney send out yet another cease and desist. So 3 cease and desists have gone out. And Tasha K said she was going to basically wipe her ass with all of them. And then Cardi reached out to her and said, listen, you're a woman, I'm a woman, you're a mother, I'm a mother. Like, why can't we resolve this? And she wouldn't do it. And it wasn't until the trial that I realized, the extent of this content creation and this YouTube
Okay, I'm gonna go to this part.
behavior to go back to law school. And even worse, if
Oh, here we go.
he said, wrong type of attorney to handle a multi-million-dollar defamation case. And when you were sitting there in the courtroom, you saw it. I mean, this judge was constantly correcting her, constantly chastising her. There was a point where he got fed up and he looked at her. This was an open court. And he said, he basically said that she needed to go back to law school. Imagine you being Tasha K and you're in a courtroom being sued by Cardi B and her attorneys. And you see the judge tell your attorney, the only one really that can save you, to go back to law school. And even worse, he put some sauce on it and said that she should go back to her first year of law school. And why that's important, law school is 3 years, and the first year you don't know anything. You're brand new. You just came from college. So in anybody's first year of law school, I mean, we don't know anything. And that judge told that attorney to go back to the first year of law school. Now, the judge is an awesome judge, and this isn't any shade. The attorney said fine. And Cardi B's attorney spoke for 10 minutes and then allowed Tasha K's attorney to do her 20 minutes. Well, when you're facing the jury, there's a big wall. There's a clock on the wall, and you can see it. The jury can't see it, but you can. And the judge hits the timer, and you have your 20 minutes. And the judge gave Tasha K's attorney 20 minutes to argue as to why she shouldn't pay, these exorbitant amounts of punitive damages. Do you know that attorney spoke for 61 seconds, turned around, and sat her ass down when millions of dollars were at stake?
Grand opening, grand closing.
The judge was shocked. I was shocked. Like, no one could believe it, that the judge has allotted you 20 minutes to argue for your client as to, you got to do something. Tasha K is not the best client to have, but you got to humanize her. She's got a family. She's got kids. You got to do something. And for her just to talk for 61 seconds and sit down, I mean, it was bad. And so, I don't know why Tasha K's attorney accepted Tasha K's case. And again, I'm not saying that her attorney is a bad attorney, but, I'm not going to accept a murder.
Anyway, okay, enough of that. Yeah, I could go watch all those content where there's no jumper or on Vlad TV with that last lawyer talking about the case. I got to touch on the Psycho Bob situation. Like, I'm a little confused.